Hello everyone, it's me again. Yeah, it's been a while after I released my last video, and I'm probably gonna try to keep on the releasing video per week and see how it goes. And mainly today's topic, what I really wanted to talk about was uh, gameplay versus story. It's a big topic out there. As what do we really care when playing video games? So, but most people would argue and say like gameplay is better than stories, and I understand why that would be the main reason, because we usually judge video game for metrics for judging video game. We usually use gameplay. Like most of the time, if the gameplay is good, the story really doesn't matter. And you can argue and say that I've already provided the answer for that, but in my opinion, this is my opinion, I believe it's not as straight as supposed to as that, because I believe like I think 50% I've already said this before. 50% of the whole gameplay experience is story, because I can remember some awesome games, but what you can actually get from those and see those games, we as much as the gameplay is dope, we also remember the story with them. My favorite game, Bloodborne. The gameplay, I think, like From Software Design, it was like a sort of a new experience, but I believe the story was peak there. So I would say like stories like 70, gameplay 30. We can observe and see other games like Forspoken. No one, I believe that game flopped because no one was actually playing that game. But that game, if you have tried it, even if it's just the demo, because they released the demo first, and then people had because I played the demo when they released. The play style, like the gameplay for that, the mechanics as epic level gameplay, but the story is as like I can't stand that game. I can't stand it at all. So like, I believe like Capcom, they should just use that mechanics from the Forspoken and do like another creative video games, and everything else they should just bury it and never to be exhumed. Other games which I can argue, Witcher 3, mid to poor game. I think the gameplay is the weakest link of that, but it's very poor. But story, epic. So the experience was great. So from those like examples, I mean, I could provide more, like Red Dead Redemption, very good, among the greatest story in the video games. I'm talking greatest. I'm saying greatest. Elite story, gameplay wise, it's just another GTA clone. It's another GTA clone, even though they've been made by it's GTA on horses. So it's not that inventive, anything new regardless to gameplay, but story, they cooked, they marinated that shit, and they delivered. One last game I'm just gonna say, and then I'm gonna return to my point. One last game is Shadow of Mordor. I downloaded that game, I believe in 2022 or something like that. No, 2021, I think. That game, the mechanics for that, what is it called, like a Nemesis system. I believe they filed a patent for it, Warner Brothers. I believe until 2037, if not 35. that gameplay style elite, very elite. But the story is us. I haven't played it. I played like for like an hour or two, and then I stopped. It wasn't interesting. But the gameplay aspect is great. So now you can see where I'm going with this. A recent new game has just been released. I haven't tried it yet, but everyone and their mamas here, they say that it has very elite level gameplay, but the story, they say it's mid, the main character is boring, stuff like that. I'm actually talking about Crimson Desert. So things like those, but as you can see also, a lot of people are playing that video game because the gameplay aspect is fun. So even though we tend to measure video games by using gameplay as metric, I believe the story is also a very huge part of the whole experience, because I like to look at video games like movies where you are the protagonist. Now, do you watch every movie, or do you watch the movie and actually remember and love movies with great stories? So yes, the gameplay can get you to play the game and all that, but I don't know, man. I feel like if the story is us and it doesn't matter really, it feels like you're playing these FPS shooter games, like I don't know, like you're playing what is this game? Fortnite, like you're playing Fortnite or Call of Duty online. So I don't see any different from those games, and I loathe those games. I don't like them at all. Uh, I have a lot of friends. My friends, most of them like to play sports games, so they usually just play FIFA. Every new year, they just take like a new game: FIFA 25, FIFA 26, EFC 26. Nowadays they're called EFC. So for me, if the story is us, you playing a game with an ass of a story, and those EFC games, I don't see no difference, because like you're just playing for the sake of playing, you know. That's all. That's really. I just wanted to. Yes, actually, to get the ball back across. For me, for my favorite genre of video games, it's I like and love the From Software games, the Souls like. And as much as people think, most people they went into those games, or at least the one they love, it's for the sake of the challenge. But for me, really, uh, the way I got into these video games, I've already explained it in my last video. I got it because of the story, bro. I got it because of the story. These games, the way Miyazaki knows how to construct these emotional, like every character, you can see and hear like this background story, like even just fighting the boss over there. You're telling maybe this guy, I don't know, his sister was massacred, I know this and that. It's so nice, like he almost covers every part of the story, because when you really think about it, from Demon Souls to Dark Souls 4, aka also known as Elden Ring, they basically have the same gameplay mechanics, although like to really not put them down a peg, like each game in succession, they usually improve the gameplay. So yeah, I mean, Elden Ring is almost 1-to-1 to Dark Souls 3, but every person and their mamas have played, almost everyone has played Elden Ring, and I believe it was most people's entry to these games. And yeah, for me, really, the story, it really matters. Like, it's a big part. Like, I remember when I was young, The reason got me to play video games, it was because like I was watching a movie, because I used to love movies before I used to love video games. I used to love movies. I would watch movies the whole day. If I'm not playing outside, I'll be watching movies the whole day. So when I got a video game for the first time, I was like, wow, why should I watch a movie while I can be the protagonist in a movie, moving, making my own decision, this, that. I used to play video games on easy modes. Even though I was young, I was like 10 or something, I used to play video games on easy modes. The only reason I stopped playing video games on easy mode, then I started playing on normal or higher difficulty, was because I didn't want the story to end. Like, I didn't want the video games to end fast. So like, if I could play it on easy mode or normal mode, I would finish games like very fast. Like, if I put like in the highest difficulty, like I would play them for months on end, like sometimes years. So for most of the time, I believe, yeah, we can judge them using gameplay as metrics for it, but at the end of the day, stories matter a lot in video games. Now, for Crimson Desert, I haven't played Crimson Desert yet, and I don't think I'll be playing anytime soon. But from what end, I'm really, really trying a lot, like to avoid spoilers and stuff, because the only videos I've seen about the game was before the embargo was lifted. So these YouTubers and streamers provide like very obscure review. So that was the only video. But what I've seen so far, I've heard like the story is ass. So, but I'm going to play that game because it's down right my alley, because I like fantasy video games due to their they feel strange, like it's another world. That's why I love GTA games, but since they're set on the current times, most of them, they're just like, yeah, you get in, shoot some people in the head, and then you continue with your day. But fantasy games, horses, dragons, all that type of shit, magic, I like those because it's like you, and then when you are playing those games, it's like you are a person. You're navigating these stories. You are in there. So like, when the story is not good, I mean, you can get hooked on. I think with Crimson Desert, it becomes better. I think it's gonna garner more players to play because of what we've seen so far. I think that game is 90% gameplay, because you can see everything is so novelty. Everything is so new. It's so nice. Like, there's a lot of mechanics, like how to play. There's like, I don't know, there's like Legend of Zelda style. There's Elden Ring style type. It has everything. So like, but I'm really looking forward to get to play that one. But that's my take on it. I think story is a huge matter. You can't say story doesn't matter. So you need, I believe, a good split would be like very good video gameplay, very good gameplay, and then like let's say like 40% story, 60% gameplay. I think that's a good split. But if gameplay is very peak and then the story is just us, I don't see any difference from those games and FIFA games. Yeah, that's all. That's what I wanted to say today. So if you like what you heard so far, please like, comment, share, do all that stuff. And yeah, peace out. See you in the next one.